Okay, it's the morning, once again, it's Saturday morning, and before I get started on my plus and minus that I've been going over in my head for quite a while, I want to tell you guys about last night's movies. And first off, we're going to start with the first movie of the day was Safe Haven, which should have been a thriller and totally take away the romantic element of the movie, the Sparks-esque element of the movie. It would have been a lot better. It really wasn't very good. It's a good day to Die Hard. Okay for an action movie. Not a good Die Hard movie. Not a memorable villain. And basically John McClane plays second fiddle to his son Jack pretty much the whole movie. So Jai Courtney, or Jay Courtney, depending on how the pronunciation goes. I'm going with Jai because Michael Jai White, who of course everybody knows is Spawn, and it could be Jay Courtney. You know, actually, I am going to trot into my little room here, and I'm going to find out if it's Jay or Jai Courtney. Give me 1 second, everyone. So, Jai Courtney. Yeah, good times. So, Jai Courtney, he's an actor, obviously. There's no pronunciation for it. Yay, that's awesome. I'll try it somewhere else. But, I liked Beautiful Creatures. I'll be honest with you, I did. It was well done. A little too long. So, that was pretty much the downside. Come on, Jai. Oh, here we are. Here we are. He's Australian, according to this. I really liked it when it comes down to it, honestly. It's a smarter version of Twilight. It's obviously Twilight's vampires and werewolves and lions, tigers, and bears, oh my, and really bad acting. But, basically, Beautiful Creatures, on the other hand, takes place in the South, and it has to do with witches. Or casters, as they would be called in this universe. The main actor, actually, hold on, one second, I think I might have it. Or maybe not. Or maybe not. Yeah, we're not going to find this out, apparently. So, F my hat, apparently. Yeah. Well, Beautiful Creatures, the main actor in the movie, his name is, where is it? Mario. Alden Ehrenreich. Or Einrich, depending on how you want to pronounce it. And you would know him. He's also going to be in Stoker later this year. He was in Twix last year. And, yeah, he was in Tetro. Yeah. I thought he looked familiar. I knew him from something. Tetro was the Coppola movie with Vincent Gallo that came out in 2009. A really strange film. So we got that. So that's out of the way, yay. But the main actress, she's just not very good. AJ had a good point, and we'll probably talk about it tomorrow during AJ's weekend movie review of all 4 movies from yesterday, about how there's not really been a credible leading lady in these movies in a long time. Teresa Palmer in Warm Bodies just didn't work, and she has more personality than Kristen Stewart, but I mean, a brick has more personality than Kristen Stewart. So, pretty much, Twilight is just terrible. Terribly written. Beautiful Creatures, on the other hand, really well written, and a great adaptation of the book. If you're a fan of the book, though, you might be a little agitated because a lot of things were changed, apparently, and I'll talk about that during the review tomorrow. I don't know what AJ is going to write. Obviously, that's all his words, not mine. But when it comes down to it for me, I thought it was done really well. I enjoyed it. I thought it was somewhat funny in places. I actually got into the characters, and I immersed myself in the characters, and I'd feel a lot more comfortable with a hillbilly from the South than I do with brooding, boring Edward Cullen. No offense to Bobby P, because you're an awesome actor, and even though the world didn't like Cosmopolis, I did, so there, and he was great in Water for Elephants, so check out his actual good movies. But, when he actually cares, like I said, he actually works. But I want to see this guy in more movies. I like the cast very well. I think Amy Rawson looked absolutely knockout gorgeous in the movie. She's incredible. I don't like the short hair on girls, but for me this time it worked. And I think Jeremy Irons did a really good job as well, actually, as the father of Lena, who was the main actress in the movie. And Emma Thompson was also in the movie as well. She was playing basically like the Catherine Zeta-Jones character from Rock of Ages, kind of the person, the God-fearing woman trying to get these harlots taken out of her city because she doesn't like them and they damn them to hell and all this steez. Basically, of course, she is taken over. She has been taken over by a witch, which is the sister of Jeremy Irons' character, which is Seraphine. So pretty much Beautiful Creatures was awesome. And we finished with Escape from Planet Earth, and I'll tell you right now, it's really good. It's really funny. I mean, obviously it is put towards kids, and I get that 100%. But there's a lot of really awesome jokes for kids. I mean, there's a really awesome artist joke that most people are going to miss out on. There's an interesting joke about referring to the security detail under interesting names. I'm just going to leave it at that. A couple of famous directors actually. And the voice cast was really good. I mean, Sarah Jessica Parker, obviously I didn't have to see her, so that wasn't a bad thing. And Jessica Alba and Brendan Fraser. I mean, all did a great job. Rob Corddry did a really good job in the lead role. And I enjoyed the movie. I mean, Craig Robinson. I mean, even I didn't want to choke out George Lopez like I usually do because I hate him very much. But he was even tolerable in the movie. I mean, you had a really interesting cameo from Steve Zahn, who was kind of there. And he was good. Him and Chris Parnell were basically like alien marks who believed everything. Like, pretty much like the biggest fan of the X-Files you'd ever see in your life. And the one guy kind of looked a little familiar. He kind of reminded me of Comic Book Guy from The Simpsons, and that was Steve Zahn's character. So, really well done movie, and most people go out to see it because it's a kids movie. And around here, we haven't had a kids movie since last year, and that's a shoot, because it's been like a couple of months. And it's February now, middle of February now, which is awesome, because this year's going by really fast. I mean, I'll be home sooner rather than later. So, the Twitter countdown for me being home will be starting, like I said, sooner rather than later. Once we get past 200 days, I'll start doing that. But, because not to be redundant. But basically, like I said, in a nutshell, Safe Haven was a better thriller and did not work as a romantic drama. Die Hard was a good action movie, but it was a terrible Die Hard movie. Beautiful Creatures was a lot better than any right being, and Escape from Planet Earth was really enjoyable, and take your kids, take everyone to go see it because it's really good, and stick with that. So, on that note, we are going to go into our segment for the day, and I've been thinking a lot about this. I mean, I've got Magic Kingdom next week, and the only reason I have to go straight to Magic Kingdom next week is I'm pretty much out of Plus and Minus. I've got the water parks left. I mean, I could do those, but there's really nothing I can say about those. I wouldn't really change anything about the water parks. I wouldn't change anything about Aquatica. I wouldn't change anything about Wet n Wild. I wouldn't, other than the fact that I rebrand it towards Universal. I wouldn't change anything at Blizzard Beach, and I wouldn't change anything at Typhoon Lagoon, so I can't really do anything with those. So, I might have to come up with a new segment, because I think Plus and Minus as of Magic Kingdom is done. So, I have to figure that out later on. And if I still went to Kings Island or Cedar Point, or if I could do Busch Gardens or Legoland, I would, but I can't, because I don't have enough knowledge of them. So, I think Plus and Minus is over as of March. Yeah, the last week, the Oscar week, which should be my last Plus and Minus, which will be the day before the Oscars, which is the day of the Independent Spirit Awards. And come March, I'm going to start a new segment for Saturdays, but I don't know what I want to do yet. So if you guys want to comment or tweet me or send me a Facebook message, Tell me what you want to see on the YouTube channel. I won't discuss sports. That's not going to happen. I won't discuss my love life. That's not, or lack of thereof. I'm not going to discuss that, so nobody's being name dropped. I might just randomly shoot on things. I could possibly do that. I could do a shoot segment every Saturday, but that could also get me in trouble as well. So there's a whole lot of things that we could talk about later on, but after Magic Kingdom, I think Plus and Minus is done, and that's a sad thing, because Plus and Minus was really fun. I had a really good time doing it. But it was good while it lasted, folks, and if you have any ideas, leave a comment, subscribe, basically tweet me, find me somewhere, like hit me up at B-Dubs if I'm walking around the mall with AJ, then ask me if I'm shop kicking, get a hold of me, just find me somehow and tell me what you want to see on the YouTube channel. I think Will, I'm going to talk to him in the near future once he gets some more time via school. I think I'm going to have him do some sort of a comic book segment on the YouTube channel, and I am, it's kind of like I'm trying to turn it into a mini That Guy with the Glasses. A mini That Guy with the Glasses shot with, not superior video, so I'm no Doug Walker, and I get that, but I do want to give my subscribers a whole lot of content, and I provide wrestling, Disney, and movies. AJ can provide comic books, and of course, if you want to go further into the movies, AJ provides the movie reviews. So there's a lot of things we talk about here on the YouTube channel, and the awesome YouTube channel. So basically, I want to get to what you guys are here, the main event of the evening, Plus and Minus. And first off, I want to say, before I get started, Downtown Disney as a whole. You have the Marketplace, you have Pleasure Island, and you have the West Side. Okay. And I'm going to go through these one by one. Now, I'm going to make it real simple with Downtown Disney. Real simple with the Marketplace. Don't change anything. Now, the volcano at Rainforest, that's cool. That's fine. It's going to stay. That's good. The stage that has the DJ every once in a while, that has the choirs and the different concerts during the Christmas season, that can stay. Nothing we can really do with that. I think the Phineas and Ferb deal that they had at Westside, where basically you could get into a Phineas and Ferb episode that only lasted like a couple months, I would move that to the Marketplace. Yeah, so I'll put it somewhere in the Marketplace. And there's really nothing you can do with the Marketplace, honestly. I mean, it's pretty good as is. I mean, the food and wine booths, I mean, keep those out a little bit longer and earlier so I could go to them, so I could prepare myself for food and wine. And nothing really you can do at Downtown. But now I'm not talking about Downtown Disney. I know this was about Downtown Disney, but we're not talking about Downtown Disney, no. Well, first off, I'm going to talk about the West Side. And I need to get a map here. Where are we? We're on the West Side. Okay. Now, first things first, you got to do something with Disney Quest. Number one. Now, the thing I would do that you really can't do now because Orlando already has one. So, I mean, the only thing, basically Disney Quest is kind of like a 4-story Dave & Buster's. And I don't have a problem with that at all. But, I mean, some of the games are broken, and 5-story, sorry. Forgot about the top. Basically, some of the games are broken, and you need brand new technology, like new games, new VR technology. I mean, like, try the Aladdin's Flying Carpets. I mean, we did that in 2011, and you could definitely tell that game might as well have been played on a Sega Genesis. So, revamp the games, revamp everything, like, bring in new, I mean, the new games, that's fine. I think they did really well with that. They brought Fix-It Felix in, so that's fine. That works really well. I don't like the fact they took the Cheesecake Factory out, because I think the Cheesecake Factory should be brought back. If you could find a way to get the rights back and get them to re-sign a contract, bring the Cheesecake Factory back to down to, oh wow, long day, to the Marketplace. Oh wow, long day. This is terrible. I'd like to bring the Cheesecake Factory back to Disney Quest, but obviously it's not going to happen. So Disney Quest is fine as is. I mean, new games, new games, new games. If they're not going to do anything with the VR games, get rid of them and do something else with them, honestly, because I think there's one thing that's missing from Disney Quest, and this was something that was brought up a while, given the fact of, knock on wood, hopefully I will soon, if then be getting a second job that I know pretty well. So I think, and the thing that you put in this arcade, you get rid of, or you move, like the virtual Jungle Cruise and Pirates of the Caribbean. Pirates of the Caribbean obviously is the most successful one, so you could do that. Or you could get rid of Aladdin's Flying Carpets, which I'd recommend, and also get rid of like the Alien Encounter deal. Get rid of that and ride the comics. Either way, we need laser tag at Disney Quest, and I think it worked really well. And that's another plus you could have that you could actually pay more for. Now, you could actually have it all in one, put it in the ticket price, or you can have them pay extra for it. And I think a Disney-themed laser tag arena is just what the doctor ordered. Obviously, with Buzz Lightyear and Toy Story Mania, Disney proved they could work with this new technology. And I really think that laser tag would be awesome at Disney Quest. So that's one of the first things I would do. I would put laser tag arena in Disney Quest. You could have a theme like, you have it themed towards the different Disney movies. You can have, if you want to get rid of Aladdin's Flying Carpets, you can use Agrabah. I mean, you could do that. And you could possibly do something themed towards any of the older movies, any of the newer movies. I mean, there could be all sorts of themes. And if you want to, maybe a Kingdom Keepers course, possibly. Since a lot of people seem to love that. So, and they wanted to integrate it into the parks. So why not? Why not Disney Quest? That would work really well. I think Disney-themed laser tag would work really, really well. And if I'd find a way to get the slide back. That'd be awesome too, because they used to be able to slide down to the next level, and they got rid of that a long time ago. But it'd be cool if they could do that. So if there's a feasible way to make that happen, I'd make it happen. So update the games, bring in new games, and bring in laser tag. That's what I would do with Disney Quest. Lanuba is awesome, absolutely incredible. And to talk about it doesn't do it any justice whatsoever. When it comes down to it, Disney Quest is great, and right next to it, you have Lanuba. It's a nice 1-2 punch, or a 1-2-3 punch if you want to go to dinner at the House of Blues first. So it's really good. It's actually a great way to do things. Now, Lanuba packs them in every night, and it's awesome. But it's time for a new show. Now, there's a couple things you could do. A, you can bring over an existing show from another property. I wouldn't do that. B, you keep Lanuba, which is awesome, but it kind of needs to be revamped. I say what you do is you close the venue for maybe a year, possibly a year. I don't know how long it would take for someone to learn a new show. You know where I'm going with. And I think you do a Disney-themed Lanuba show, because Lanuba is something that is incredible. However, you can imagine it being anywhere in the world. There's no reason why the Lanuba show could not work anywhere else. That being said, we're on Disney property, so I think a Disney-themed show would work. Like all the On Ice shows, all the Broadway shows, all the stage shows. Get together and create a show based upon that. And that's what you do. You do a Disney-themed show. And a Disney-themed show would not work anywhere else. And it'd be something that would work really, really well. But then again, you got the people that are like, oh, I'm Disneyed out. I've been at the parks all day, and I've been to the water parks, and I've shopped all day, and I just want to do something that's not Disney. I got something for you. And I'll be talking about that in a second. Splitsville is fine. Splitsville is incredible. And I'll tell you right now, Splitsville should stay completely the same. Now, the only thing I would do is I do AP discounts. I'm not talking about, I know it's on Tables in Wonderland, I get that. But AP discounts, because I want something else to be discounted for my annual pass. Now, I think that's fine. I think all the shops are fine. I would bring back the Magic Shop, that'd be awesome, because I really liked it. Or I could put it somewhere else, and I think I'm going to. So don't bring it back there. I'm going to put it somewhere else that I think it fits really, really well. But I'll get to that next week, so you know where I'm going with that. So, basically there's that. And that's taken care of now, and we've already went through what we need to do on the west side and on at the marketplace. So what's left, boys and girls? Well, first off, before you do anything, you need to take the Pleasure Island area and you need to just go back to the drawing board. First off, we're going to fence it in. Make it so you only can get in via admission. That way, you can get into the area. I won't mention what's in the area yet, but I'm sure you know where I'm going with this. You get into the area, and you can, like before 6 o'clock, it's not gated. And you can shop and to your delight. Now, there's also needs to be another pathway created as well. Just the regular pathway that we have right now needs to be the Pleasure Island pathway, and we're gonna bring back the Fort Wilderness Railroad ticket booths. We're gonna bring everything back the way it was, revamp the signs, bring the signs back because I know they're there somewheres, and if not, we can make more. And we're gonna do it right this time. Now, pretty much one of the main problems that they had with Pleasure Island was the fact that local kids used it as like a mall, like a place to hang out. You're not going to be able to do that anymore. We're going to close it off. And we're going to do it like back in the day, like when it worked. We're going to charge one price for all the amenities. And you also could... what we could do, honestly, I think this would work really well. We don't have the... right at the outside, right next to where now Characters in Flight is, and Wetzel's Pretzels. So you could start selling tickets for this new Pleasure Island. You could sell them at Splitsville. You could do like a combo ticket with Splitsville. You could do like a 20% off deal at House of Blues. You can do it that way. I mean, the skies, or even you could use Lanuba as a springboard as well. You can use as a combo ticket. And it would really make those water park and mores mean a whole lot more like it used to back in the day. Now, on September 28th, 2008, the clubs at Pleasure Island closed. And it was a sad, sad day. And I go down there every year, at least once, and it's a sad, sad time just walking around. Now, I'll give it to Paradiso 37, because number one, the food's awesome. And number two, because I found out I don't like truffle salt, and I do not like wasabi. I think wasabi tastes like bathwater. But that's another story altogether. I think they've done a really good service to the area by creating a dance venue. Only at night, of course, but a dance venue, and it works really well. It seems a whole lot like the golden days of Pleasure Island. And the fact that Motion and the Rock and Roll Beach Club were demolished, you have to have something in that area. So that is that. And then you got Raglan Road, which is still doing live music, which is awesome, by the way, which I got to see for the first time in December. Because just on a whim, I decided I want to go to Raglan Road. And I basically sat at the table, and there was no one there. It was really awesome. It was really nice, and the food was amazing. So, basically we closed the clubs. Disney said there's going to be more shops, more restaurants, eat and shop like back at the Comedy Warehouse. And Kevin Lansbury had his way and basically closed the clubs. So then a grassroots movement started with the Save Pleasure Island Blogspot website. And I frequent this site a lot, actually. I always look at it a long time, like periodically during the day, just so I can get an idea of how it was and how it used to be on the island. And that's what I'd first do. Like I said, we've got it closed off to the public. Oh yeah, incidentally, another thing I would do real quick. Curl is vacating its spot, so we're going to have an area mentioned. Now, they've been talking about doing a Food Network-inspired restaurant, and no, not a good idea. What you do is, you take Curl, and you turn it into the Island Depot. And what it is, it would sell Pleasure Island-themed merchandise. And we'd bring back the old shirts. I mean, obviously they have to be corrected because there's no Motion and no Rock and Roll Beach Club anymore. But there's that, and I think that it would work really well. And also, you can sell regular Disney merchandise as well in there too. But the special Pleasure Island themed merchandise is only available at the Island Depot. And you've got that area gone. Curl's gone. They're going to Splitsville. So it works fine. So we've got that. Now, here's another thing we're going to do. The West End stage and the Waterfront stage, we're going to rebuild them. We're going to rebuild them and build them better. And that's where we put our nightly entertainment, like the Andre Karam Band, and yes, we're going to have Frankie and the West End Boys return, 100%. That's going to be awesome. So you have nightly entertainment, and you do it the way that it used to be done. Now, PI Live, of course, will go back and be real again. Laughers will be open all the time. We'll get rid of that horrible cart in front of the Adventurers Club, and basically all those disco lounge chairs and couches, get rid of those things. We don't need those. Then go back inside 8 Tracks. Or then go inside 8 Tracks. I mean, it doesn't matter. We need to put them in somewhere else, anywhere else, because what I'm going to do, because it's my plus and minus, I'm bringing the clubs back. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Now, first off, before we do anything, apparently, what I've heard is that it's just like vinyl paper over top of some of the logos. I don't know if that's the case or not, but if not, it's not a big deal. You repaint the buildings the way they used to be. And we reopen Mannequins, 8 Tracks, the Comedy Warehouse, the Adventurers Club, and BET Soundstage. Now, I also think there's room for a 6th club. And what I would do in this case, I don't know where we put it at this point, but I would do a country themed club. I'd bring back the Neon Armadillo, to be totally honest, but I think it'd do really well because country is still a very popular form of music, and I think that it would fit well in a new Pleasure Island. So we bring the Neon Armadillo back. We have a little bit of area left, so might as well bring it back. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So we've got 6 clubs now. Still got Paradiso 37. We have Raglan Road still. We have 2 stages back. It's gated in, so of course the goofs can't get in and ruin it all for everyone. And it would be awesome. Now, one thing's missing, actually. What about fireworks? We'll bring back nightly fireworks, and we'll bring back the old days of Pleasure Island when New Year's Eve was celebrated every single night. And that was something that was really awesome to do. I'm sure it's kind of costly for Disney, but then again, they have fireworks every night anyway, so we might as well put it in a different location as well. Now, that's what I would do with the plus. That's what I would personally do with the plus and minus. Now, and a rumor broke on the internet recently about permits filed for what is being known as Disney Springs. Disney Springs, of course, is the downtown Disney area, and it's going to be rebranded and rethemed towards 6 distinct neighborhoods. The District. Wow. That would be a club. That would be the club area on Disney Cruise Line. Sorry. The Gateway, the Town Center, the Springs, the Landing, the West Side, and the Village Marketplace. So basically, the Gateway is supposed to be the main access point. And they're going to improve the parking 100%, and they're going to add a 5-level parking garage to Downtown Disney, something that it's needed for quite a while. And given the fact that Downtown Disney is going to be profitable and busy again, it's actually going to work pretty well. So, we have a new drop-off area for buses and pickup area for buses, that's fine. The Gateway will go into the Town Center, and the Town Center is supposed to be a busy area featuring many new retail establishments. Okay, whatever. The Town Center will arrive you in the Springs, which is basically a peaceful, relaxing area along the waterway running between it and the former Pleasure Island. Yeah, no, I don't like this either. Basically, there's West Side and Village Marketplace stays the same. They're going to get rid of Planet Hollywood and turn it into something called the Observatory. And they're going to get rid of the water. They're going to bring in Starbucks to replace Wetzel's Pretzels. An overhead railway running from Disney Quest to Starbucks. Just for thematic purposes, apparently. they'll get rid of the former drop off and bus pickup area at the marketplace and put in 2 retail buildings and a new bridge to Saratoga Springs. Okay. Well, that sucks. Alright, here's the thing. There's a way to bring back Pleasure Island clubs. There's a way to bring back the Comedy Warehouse. There's a way to bring back the Adventurers Club. And there's a way to appease everyone else and bring back Mannequins and, I guess to a lesser extent, BET. And especially 8 Tracks. Now, 8 Tracks is a themed night on the Disney Cruise Line. So it can still work. The building can still work. Everything can still work. So basically everything's in. You're paying an admission for this. And you've brought Pleasure Island clubs back to, gasp, Pleasure Island. So you don't bring anybody in. No one else gets admitted after 6 p.m. without a ticket. And pretty much that way you eliminate the fact of it being a hangout for the local children and local teenagers. And locals anyway. So you have to pay to get into Pleasure Island. You have to pay to get in the clubs. And I think it'd work really, really well. And you know what? City Walk took a whole lot of Disney business when Pleasure Island closed. I mean, they even were honoring Pleasure Island tickets and replaced them for City Walk tickets at no extra charge. So basically, there's a way to do this if they really want to. I mean, Splitsville is the start. Splitsville actually works really, really well. And I think we have successfully plussed and minused the Pleasure Island area, which I want to see back. Obviously, I am a Comedy Warehouse guy. I wear my pin proudly. I was there on my birthday, 7 days before before the clubs closed in 2008, and took a picture on stage. And that picture is very, very special to me, because that's a part of my life that I don't know if I'll ever see again, because I don't know if they'll ever bring the clubs back. I think that there is good money. If they don't do this, if they don't bring the clubs back to Pleasure Island, and I think they're going to do eat and shop like Kevin Lansbury wanted in the first place, I think that there would be a good possibility to bring the Comedy Warehouse back to Hollywood Studios full-time. Because it works really well over the holiday season, I think it'd work really well permanently. And a good use of the Premier Theater, or if you want to, you can put the Comedy Warehouse in Sounds Dangerous. I think that'd work too, because obviously Sounds Dangerous done its party many, many moons ago. So put the Comedy Warehouse in there. Move the Adventurers Club into Adventureland and Magic Kingdom if you want to do it that way. I mean, that's fine. And Mannequins, I mean, you got the Atlantic Dance Hall for that, and so you could do something with that if you really wanted to. City Walk doesn't have to have all the business, and all the downtown clubs don't have to have all the business. Pleasure Island can return back to prominence real easy. All they have to do is gate it and do it the right way this time. So that's what I wanted to say about Pleasure Island and bringing it back, bringing the clubs back. I even brought the Neon Armadillo back. We're going to rebuild it, but I'm not bringing the Neon Armadillo back. So we're bringing 6 clubs back. I wouldn't mind bringing in a 7th, like a Motion or a Rock and Roll Beach Club, but I don't know if I have the space. So I think that's going to be it for now. I mean, maybe a couple more restaurant establishments if they really want to go that way, so the Pleasure Island folk can have a new place to eat. But it's not about eat and shop. No. Not for everybody, not for us, not for the ones that miss the clubs the way they were. And it's not going to bring any bad element back into the parks, back into the Walt Disney World Resort area, or back into downtown Disney, because you're going to have to pay to get in. So, I mean, that's what you got to do. And this time when you have to do that, you have to literally watch like a hawk, like at the clubs, checking off like annual passes and checking off tickets, like checking your RFID wristbands you're going to have for My Magic Plus. I think it would work also for the and more, because it's going to work at the water parks. I'm pretty sure it's waterproof. But that's going to be my concept for Pleasure Island and bringing the clubs back, and I think it'd work really well. Next week is Magic Kingdom, and the final plus and minus for the foreseeable future. Actually, we're going to talk about the new Fantasyland and what I like, what I don't like, and also we're going to talk about the Seven Dwarfs Mine Ride, and a couple things I wouldn't mind seeing being brought, a couple princesses and movies that really haven't been touched in the other parks, so I kind of want to talk about that later on. But I'm going to get off here. I'm going to have me some lunch. I'm going to go to work. I'm going to get off work. I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to do absolutely nothing for the night, because I am so tired, and I just want to be a lazy evening. I want to shoot this video and get it out before I left, so I give you guys something to watch. And tomorrow, AJ's Weekend Movie Reviews. Monday, we're going to talk Elimination Chamber and the WGA. And Tuesday, we're going to talk Monday Night Raw. So that's the plan for the rest of the week. Got more hours this week, so that's awesome. It's only 4 days, but it's elongated 4 days, so it's great. I don't have to close any of the nights. I'll actually be able to watch Raw Monday live, so that's going to be awesome. I don't have to stay up to like 2 o'clock in the morning in order to watch it. So, until tomorrow, that's all I got to say about that.